I don't think you talk to anymore. And I think that they've been pretty stubborn most of their life. I think this is somebody who is doing a little bit of processing or introspection because things are done between the two of you. For most of you, this is going to be an ex, but keep in mind that this ending could have also applied to a family connection or a friendship. And with the devil, I feel like you've actually held up a mirror to this person and showed them that their actions towards you were not justified. And it's caused them to really think about who they are, how they treat people, and why they lost someone like you. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box, along with additional information on how to become a member and how to find my soy candles on Etsy. Quick heads up for those of you that are in the stars or the towers tiers for the memberships. We do have a members only at 8:30 a.m., which is just under 2 hours from now. So I hope to see you there. All right. Hello, Kevin. Let's dive in. I think we'll start with the Marseille Cat Tarot. Since we already have the cat theme going. All right. What else do we need to know? Queen of Cups in the reverse. King of Wands in the reverse. Knight of Chalices. You were just so nice to this person. And they were this Queen of Cups, King of Wands in the reverse. And you come forward with this Knight of Cups. Like, hey, it's okay. We don't need to argue. Or, no, I like that about you. Or, I don't understand. We don't need to, like, fight about that. They think of you as this Knight of Cups. Now, one thing to consider is knights are generally seen as a little bit less mature. Maybe like, you know, early 20s type maturity. No offense, people that are in their 20s. This is just, they looked down on you in some regard and felt superior in some way, only to, in retrospect, realize that you had approached things with a loving heart. You had approached things with good intentions. And looking back on their own behavior, they realized they were the Queen of Cups, King of Wands in the reverse, which is a pretty horrible combo. The Queen of Cups in the reverse would indicate somebody who is emotionally stunted or not able to connect in that way. Good morning to you. How you doing? It could also mean emotional manipulation. So this could be someone who gaslit you into thinking you were the problem because they didn't want to deal with something that was making them treat you in a certain way. And with the King of Wands in the reverse, we could have, take it how it resonates, but we could have someone who was argumentative or combative. But we could also have somebody who was unfaithful, somebody who was not able to stay focused on one connection. The Empress. So as they do like the autopsy on your relationship, they see you more clearly. They initially saw you as that Knight of Cups, right? Oh, you're just like charming and sweet and forgiving, but also kind of like naive. Now they see you as the Empress. Now they see that you were loving and good intentioned and considerate, but not naive. Because you also realized at a certain point, if you're not going to treat me with the respect that I deserve, or if you're going to look down at me all the time, then you know what, maybe we both need to find somebody else, right? If you're looking down at somebody and you're dating them, that also speaks volumes about you, right? Why are you in that relationship? You like being in a relationship where you look down at people? Or do you just naturally feel like you have to look down on anyone? Like, probably not a good person. You got to be able to appreciate the nuances, right? I don't think this person fully saw you when you were right in front of them. But now that you're in the past, They see more clearly that you were more patient, more considerate, more understanding than they really gave you credit for. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. The Magician. So the bonus here for them, or the takeaway, has been an opportunity to work on the things that make it difficult for them to be in a healthy relationship. And so at this point, they are empowered to fix those things that made a romance or a connection with them seem like a battle. Hello, Rick. Hello, Baby Yoda. How we doing? Good morning, Stacy. How you doing? So the thing is, they know that they invested. They know that they got attached. They know now that they also fell in love with you. But I don't think they wanted to admit that. There's something about you that they did not envision as a characteristic of the person that they would end up with. Maybe they wanted somebody taller. Maybe they wanted somebody who worked in a different field. Maybe they wanted somebody with kids or without kids, or who wants kids or who doesn't. There's something here where it's like, I don't know. I like a lot about you, but that one thing really irritates me. I don't know. And they realize now that that one thing that they tried to like focus on as a problem seems now to be quite trivial and silly. Why did I think that was so important? You know, just because you listen to Dave Matthews Band, or you wear Crocs, or your favorite color is yellow. Who chooses yellow? They were being pretty silly. I would even go so far as to say this is somebody who might have a bit of an ego problem, because I think what they originally saw in you as somebody who doesn't quite deserve them, they now look at you and realize they didn't really quite deserve you. Ace of Wands in the reverse, the Chariot, and the Star. So they're looking at this now as a missed opportunity, a failure, a fumble, where when things initially ended, they were like, yeah, I mean, it wasn't going to work out. Like, you got a whole collection of Crocs, so, you know, clearly we have different opinions on fashion. They took some small detail and obsessed over it, and they were like, oh, yeah, it's fine, it's fine. But now they look at it and they realize, I actually had a really great connection with that person. They were good to me. And I can't really blame them for walking away or deciding, you know, that's not, oops, I forgot to turn off my notifications. Hold, please. Okay. Did it go like blank for a second when I did that? Hello, Danielle. How are you doing? Hello. Hi, how are you doing? We have the Moon in the reverse. And the Two of Pentacles. So look, you guys, there's not very many positive interpretations of the Moon in the reverse. They're all quite negative. But there is one thing that the Moon in the reverse can mean that is positive, and I'm actually kind of picking up on that right now, which is to say a hidden talent. Some gift that may be latent, or you didn't know about it initially and now you do. There's something here that this person didn't see in you, even though it was like slapping them in the face. I'm just saying, like, this person was going like, I don't know, I can't see anything that I like about you. And you're like, well, I could tell you why. You know, like, you're the problem. They didn't want to see that you were lovable. They didn't want to see that you were the kind of person they were looking for. Because at that point, they would A, be vulnerable, and B, have to be very considerate. Be willing to change if they were treating you in a way that was not okay. And instead, it was easier for them to say, I don't know, this thing is wrong. This is off, so yeah, maybe I'll see what else is out there. Maybe I will just kind of see if this goes anywhere. But I feel like they were either talking to somebody else or anticipating that things would not last too terribly long, because you got to be reaching this and you're only like right here. So maybe they even told you, you know, like there's so much that we have in common. I just, you know, if we're going to be together, I don't know about this one thing, you know, maybe you could just like dye your hair. I don't know, man. It feels like this person has an ego, but they're cheap. It's an interesting combination. I mean, it's out there, don't get me wrong, but it's like they found exactly what they were looking for in an antique shop, right? The perfect thing that they needed, but the price was, in their opinion, just a little bit too high. And then they go to multiple other antique shops and they realize, man, but that really was the perfect thing. They undervalued you. They walked away, or they felt like they wouldn't really miss you too much. But they're wrong. So 5 of Cups is in the reverse because this individual is wondering if they still have the ability to salvage this. If they work on themselves, if they like look at themselves in the mirror and they're like, man, you know, that's actually kind of crappy about me. Maybe I should work on that. Maybe I should be a little bit less insulting. Look, I have gotten a little bit nervous sometimes because I have this thing where if I can make like a pun or a joke or, you know, get some giggles, I'm going to probably go for it. But there are some times where I think to myself, ooh, does that person think I'm like personally attacking them? I just thought it was funny. You have to like monitor, right? This is someone who has retroactively realized that they should have been better at self-monitoring and like reading the room. You know, do you think my jokes are funny? Do you think that my conversation is genuine? I feel like this is someone who's now realizing that you could have been so much meaner. You could have been petty. You could have, you know, been impatient or dismissive. But when they think back on the conversations where things got out of hand, they have to be honest with themselves that they were the one that did that. So with the 7 of Cups, it's like I felt like I knew what was going on in that connection. And now, looking back, I realized that I didn't see things the right way. I was creating an illusion for myself to justify my behavior or my unwillingness to actually connect to you. Sticking with the cat theme, should we see how many tarot decks I can go through before we leave the cats? Hello, Rachel. How are you doing today? Hello, Matthew. Yes, it's one of the best attributes, don't you think? Good morning, Andrew. How are you doing? Hello, John. What's going on? Hello, Kim. How's your day? All right, what else do we have? Wow, another Chariot. Okay, you guys, I do have to try, though. Does anyone speak French out there? Is it just like le chat? Do I say the ah like a lot or a little? I speak Spanish, not French. And I used to make fun of it and be like, I don't know how anyone learns French because it's just like, because I don't know. Like Spanish has like, it's like more staccato, you know? Maybe not. Anyways, we have 2 Chariots. This person is shocked. I thought you would be heartbroken. I thought you would be, you know, maybe even a little bit desperate. I thought you would look at me and feel like you had to do whatever you could to salvage the connection. And instead, it looks like you just like turned around, like you waved, you turned around and you started like fixing things for yourself or just focusing on yourself. Like, how did you do that? I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you for clarifying, Rachel. Ooh, that's really cold. I hope you can warm up quickly. We have the 9 of Wands in the reverse, right after the 9 of Swords in the reverse, and the 10 of Swords. Mm-hmm. This is like, how do I explain this? This is someone who is careless, walking around with like, I don't know, a big knife, chopping vegetables, probably broccoli. If you get that reference, I love you. Look, this is somebody who felt like they could be careless with your emotions, who felt like this wasn't that serious, who felt like they could pick apart little attributes of who you are and justify not being as loving or forward moving with you. And they ended up hurting themselves. Sometimes when you're careless with other people's emotions, you end up hurting yourself the most. Sometimes when you don't show the respect or prioritization towards a connection that it deserves, you end up afterwards realizing just how much you've missed out on. And I feel like that's what's happening here. This is someone who's like, wait a second, I thought you were just this like Knight of Cups, this like sweet person who would just kind of like put up with stuff. You were patient. And then after I walked away or kind of minimized the relationship, I realized you're my divine partner. You're the Empress and I'm, well, they think they're the Emperor. I don't know if I agree with that. I do think this person is just a little bit self-important. You know, they're realizing now that they would be lucky to have you next to them. And previously they felt they could do better. So 9 of Cups, we have now got 3 9s in the reverse. And I've only pulled 7 cards. Okay. There's 78 total, by the way. 9 of Cups in the reverse is somebody who's selfish. You don't say. I'm sorry, how can you be like concerned about not getting hurt, but also not care about if you hurt other people and expect for people to not see you as selfish? Like, I genuinely care about other people's feelings. You have to understand that people react to different things in different ways. You have to pick up on the social cues. What's the eye contact like? Do they look already kind of like frazzled? Maybe I won't like make a joke because they probably just need some like good stuff. Maybe I'll tell them the story about when I fell down the stairs so they giggle. This is someone who didn't pay attention to those things. Maybe you had a birthday and they were really great at celebrating. Maybe you had a promotion and they were like, good job. And you make a huge deal when things go well for them. This is someone who's looking back and realizing, I didn't do anything. I sabotaged the connection with somebody that I now realize is the type of person I want to spend my life with. So you're the Empress. I let you walk away because I thought you were the Knight of Cups. And now here I am, the Emperor, and I can't find an Empress. I mean, it's like, look, dude, I grew up watching things like I Love Lucy. And probably like more modern stuff, right? I'm struggling to think of them now because it's 7 a.m. But physical farce, oh, look, let's talk about Chris Farley, right? That man in a little coat. Right? Physical farce is great. Anyways, this is somebody who's realizing that if they want to be in a healthy relationship, they're going to need to work on the things that they messed up with you. I don't know if they think they got a chance with you, like, for a part 2. But this is someone who broke up with you or ghosted you or decided to go with somebody else. And now they're looking back over their shoulder like, oops. I think I made a boo-boo. I think I made the wrong choice. 4 of Wands, the Magician, and the Sun in the reverse. I was so fixated or focused on this is what it would look like, or this is what a relationship would be like, or, you know, the person I'm going to end up with has to be 6 feet tall. has to drive a Toyota. I don't know. Some weird thing that they were like, this is not what I want, so I can't be with you. And now they're realizing that was pretty stupid. Sun in the reverse. Depression. But it's worse. Like, look. I can never be more mad at other people than I can be at myself. When you have expectations of certain behavior and like, you know, you got to do this right, you got to say that right. I guess I'm like more forgiving towards other people than I am towards myself, right? This is what it needs to be like. This is someone who I think also is a little bit like that, but they were not in this connection. Maybe they're really effective in their job. Maybe they're really great within their family. Maybe they're a fabulous parent. But when it came to talking to you, you were like, is this your first time having a conversation with a human? Cue Bjork's human behavior. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know that this person really understands emotions and interactions as well as they think they do. It's like they learned English by listening to the parents on, what's the cartoon? Charlie Brown. They don't know how much they communicate with how they choose their words and how they left some things unsaid. The white space in your conversations made, I think, very clear to you that this was somebody who maybe they were very convinced, maybe they were, you know, very intelligent, but when it came to your connection, you felt like they were a little bit myopic. You felt like they didn't really see what was in front of them. Four of Swords in reverse. I think this person is holding on to resentment from a previous situation. It could be a family thing. It could be an ex thing. It could just be some insecurity. But what I see is somebody who doesn't really have the ability to be in a relationship until they fix the things that make them self-sabotage. Temperance in the reverse. They lose their temper or they lose their ability to understand other people. Ooh, we're gonna try to stick with the cats. All right, you guys. This is the Cats Rule the Earth. Oh, that's definitely true, Kaiser. You gotta be able to actually communicate them though. I think this is somebody who did not, or they communicated more like a little bit of disdain, like I'm looking down on you, right? Hey ADHD, how you doing today? Hello Herman, what's going on? Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing. I appreciate that, y'all. Five of Wands in the reverse and the Three of Cups in the reverse. Oh, this person had a bad date. I shouldn't laugh at this, but like, hey, you guys, if we're talking about physical farce being funny, let's talk about bad dates. Why do you think there's so many TV shows about people going on horrible dates? Because it's fascinating. You're like, oh my God, this is horrible. Where's the popcorn? I need to watch more of this. Ooh, did he really say that? Oh, I can't believe she wore that. I think this person went on a horrible date. Three Cups in the reverse. For some of you, it's, if this is somebody who is in a relationship with you and then still was flirting or even seeing people on the side, they might real fast lose their interest in that person. Like, what did I see in you? Oh, that was a mistake. Or this is, I've, let a couple weeks pass. I think I'm ready to go on my first date after this relationship. Let's see what's out there. Oh, are you my date? Horrible date. Horrible date. Four of Cups, Five of Swords. That makes them wonder, why did I ruin that other, like this person hands down not as good a match for me as that person that I just like tossed in the garbage. How difficult is it going to be for me to find somebody that's even close to that person that I didn't think was good enough, right? Hello, Tommy. How you doing? Oh, it should become a little bit clearer. We still got a couple minutes left. Or if you haven't watched from the beginning, that might help. Hello, Erin. Hello. I'm gonna call you 30. I don't know what to call you. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Sharita. How are you doing? So we have the sun. Oh. It's like get slapped with the truth right in their face. And how does that happen? A horrible date. Don't know what you got till it's gone. Janet Jackson. Look, sometimes you forget what that dating scene is like. If you have, several weeks or several months where you're basking in this person's attention and you're like, this isn't perfect, but it'll do. And then you go back to the dating pond and you're like, oh my God, this is awful. Now they appreciate you. Isn't that cute? That's adorable. Appreciate what you have right in front of you, people, because you don't know how long it's going to be there. This person sees you. It's like they're putting you on a pedestal now. They're like, how could I possibly have done this? Idiot. Like, what was it that made me think that was a justified decision to treat somebody that amazing like they weren't that amazing? Now I have reality in my face showing me that was actually a really good connection. Hello, Ems. How you doing? There's pee in the dating pool. I think you're right, Rachel. Hello, Ray. How are you doing? Yes. We have the Eight of Swords in reverse. So, hey, you know what? Sometimes the best part of a TV show is the big reveal. But the worst time of this romance with you for this person is the big reveal where they're like, oh, you are my person. And I just told you that I didn't like you. Oops. What can I do to make this better? Can we get back together? Can I convince this person that I do value them? Can I convince them that I'm still a good catch? I mean, I know you saw me get all mad, and I know I kind of like made you feel like you weren't very important to me, but like, another date? What do you say? I mean, I would say no. Hello, Tenebris. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I hope I am. Oh, do you want to hear the only Italian I know? I mean, I could probably piece together some other things, but the one thing I remember from, was it Duolingo? Vorrei un biglietto di tren, and I'm probably saying it wrong. I would love to see Italy someday, but I am in the US. Accurate. Yes, love language is an important element. I suppose some people think it's kind of cheesy or cliche, like, okay, let's talk about it. But it's important, right? King of Cups, Ace of Swords, and the Seven of Pentacles. It's so hard for me not to like judge this person. It's like, okay. So it took you forever to figure out that you love a person. It took you a while to learn the value of this person who had been patient and kind and considerate towards you. They see you as the Empress, like the embodiment of loving energy. For some of you, this person really admires the type of parent you are. And they might have kind of taken that for granted or just kind of dismissed it early on. But now they're like, hey, can I invest in this with you? Can I water that plant? Pee in the pool. Ace of Swords. They want to confess something. What do they want to confess? I love you. I know. It's a little confusing because I was kind of rude to you and I didn't really talk to you, or, I made you feel bad about this thing. But, surprise! I love you. Hello, Jen. How you doing? Yes. Excellent take on that. Is it Anadia? If I change them, then I did my job as a chosen star seed. Yeah. Look, maybe I didn't make it clear in the title. Sometimes you do your best work as a loving person by walking away, because you're showing that you love yourself, and you're also showing that person who mistreats people that they should be kind to that that's not a good way to keep someone around if you actually care about them. It doesn't necessarily mean you were like, oh, you know what? Here's what you need to change. Boop. Now we can be together. It's not always like, the sitcom or the romance movie. Sometimes it's you lost someone great, so you realize now you got to quit playing those games. You got to stop gaslighting. So there's a new sheriff in town. There's a new perspective here, and it is because you inspired this person. Notice that the Seven of Pentacles, we got butterflies all around the kitty cat's head. Butterflies talk about transformation, metamorphosis. You've changed this person. And I love that this came out after I was doing the boopy thing. You changed them. And maybe it'll benefit the person after you, right? I don't think you're over here like, oh, good, I changed them. I'm going to go running back now. Hello, Anita. Hello, are you? I ain't got time for reading your mail. I ain't got time for reading my own. Hello, Matt. Did I say that? Hello, Z Dojo. What's up? I hope you are as well. Yeah, exactly. Hello, Karen. How are you doing? I think you could choose whatever song you want for that. Granted, if you choose the She Hates Me song, you're probably going to end up going viral. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? That was wild. I think it was that song, right? Now I'm second guessing myself. It was wild. Queen of Swords in the reverse, Three of Pentacles. They always come back. They always come back. I feel like this is the third iteration of you being in a significant relationship with someone who doesn't know how to value you. And when you walk away, then it's like, oh, crap. I actually fell in love with that person. Are you getting old? Are you getting tired of this? Are you like, come on, you guys? Can someone get their stuff together? I feel like this is a repeat. You might be getting frustrated. I don't blame you. But I feel like things are about to change for you too. I feel like you find confirmation or you hear about this person from your past, either directly from them or from like a mutual acquaintance, that they are not getting over you very well at all. That they still talk about you or think about you. Some of you will get confirmation of that when you are sleeping. Okay, I gotta leave the cats behind because I gotta do some oracle cards here. This is the Romantic Lenormand. Yeah, no, I think that's an actual wedding video out there. You guys, am I wrong? Was it that? It might have been a different song. I'm trying to think what the other one was. I feel like it's the same one. I'm pretty sure it was Puddle of Mud. But people just like laid into them and made fun of them so bad for that. I mean, I get it. So we have mice, number 23. Y'all remember what that means? Loss. They feel the pain of the distance or losing you that they didn't think they would feel. They were confident it was going to just be like, go out on a few dates. I find somebody else. It'll be cool. Now they're feeling like they have to actually communicate what they have kept secret from you. Now they're feeling like they have to revisit their approach. Maybe they're not as wise as they think. They want to make things right. They want to apologize to you. They want to do better. I don't know that you're going to be like, okay, you want to try that out here? I feel like you're going to be like, okay, well, I wish you luck on that. And, you know, no hard feelings. Hello, Danielle. How are you doing? Yes. This bear energy is your energy. Come in. I'm not a bear. What are you talking about? Hey, bear. That's like my one takeaway from that Alone show. There's a bear coming at you. Just try to talk to him. Hey, bear. You should be scared of me. This person feels like they lost an opportunity to be with somebody who was genuine. And the stars is interesting because for you, I feel like this is saying you found a little bit of a different direction. Maybe at one time you thought you would end up in a long-term relationship with this person or spend the rest of your life with this person. But when you see their true colors, when you see that they were, you know, pretty quick to judge you on something, I think you realized there was a different path and you started on that path. For them, the stars is about, at night I think about you and I realize now that there are things I need to work on as far as how I treat people and how I read the room so that I don't repeat this. If I were to meet someone else like you or even like close to like you, would I ruin it? I think probably, unless they make these changes. Hello, Summer. How are you doing? So we have a divine masculine, that emperor energy, who feels heartbroken. Someone who feels like they too quickly dismissed a connection with somebody who is probably basically impossible to replace. They look back now, remember that Seven of Cups at the beginning, and realize that they were seeing something that wasn't there, feeling something about who you are or what kind of connection it was that was dismissive or inaccurate, that you really were the person that they were looking for. So I do think they're going to confess. I do think that they're going to tell you, I minimized the feelings I had for you, or I didn't want to be vulnerable. I was worried about being, you know, brokenhearted. And I think that made me a little bit callous. I think that made me willing to hurt your feelings. But they ended up hurting their own. So this person who may have been dismissive or difficult, maybe even distracted by another person, now they're obsessed with you. Why? Because your energy is not easy to find. You're the Empress. Do you know how difficult it is to qualify as an Empress in the tarot? You gotta go through some, let me tell you. I'm not even really convinced this person's actually an emperor. I think that's how they see themselves, but you would know. Because to me, you get into emperor status, you should have also surpassed the King of Cups card, which is talking about emotional intelligence, right? So they're out here trying to chase something. Maybe without pants. When they realize none of this is exciting, none of this is what I want anymore. What I really want is a second chance with that person that I didn't take seriously. You know? Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing. So we have the breaking point and healing card. Limit, final straw, overwhelmed, releasing, purifying, cleansing. I don't know, man. I feel like you're over it. I feel like you're cool with this being done. I don't think you want to risk another situation with this person, because it wasn't even just that they were holding back their emotions. It's like there were moments where they were just plain mean-spirited about it and like trying to make you feel bad, especially if you were dealing with gaslighting or someone who was kind of like nitpicking about who you are. Like, you should really consider doing what that guy in Gattaca did. Yeah, like, just add a couple inches to your height. It'll be okay. It'll be worth it. They wanted you to be like the weird science, like beep boop beep boop, here's what I ordered, without wanting to appreciate that what you did offer them was a really incredible connection. Ah, yes, the Dark Night of the Soul. So now they're acknowledging that they've made a mistake, that they did not treat you the way that they should have, and that they may not find somebody like you ever again, that they should have been prioritizing you and communicative with you. But guess what? Their ego got in the way. So they might be trying to distract themselves with work. They might be going on horrible dates, at least one. And it's making it very clear to them that they chose the wrong thing. They chose the wrong path. Aw, that's sweet. Yeah, for real. All right, this is the situations deck. What else do we have? Today, present, now, in the moment. This person's thinking about you today when you see this. They've been in denial. They didn't want to admit that they fell in love with you. And they're freaking out because they didn't treat you very well. If I try to reach out to you, are you going to ignore me? If I tell you I'm sorry, will you forgive me? They feel like you've moved on, and it's pretty likely you won't respond. Some of you may have actually moved. Some of you may be moved out. Some of you may not even know it yet, but you might be moving in the near future. But they can sense you're not sitting here like waiting for them. Like, ooh, are we gonna talk again? Hey Lee, how's your day going? Of course I can. Thank you for the tip. Hey Kimberly. Folks, just donate, I don't know, maybe up to $10 for a question. You can also donate a membership. It's always fun to see people's reactions when they're like, wait, who gave me that? Who gave me that membership? Wow. Love affair and family, blood ties, inner circle. It's like this person kept you as a dirty little secret because they weren't proud of you. You don't do this for work, or you don't make this much money, or you're not quite as attractive as I thought you might be, or, you know, I don't like how you dress. There's something here where they like kept you on the outside. Like, are we actually a thing or not? Did you meet their friends? Did you meet their family? I think this person isolated you for a reason. Number one, I think they're manipulative. And manipulative people always seem to feel more comfortable with their success rate if they're able to isolate you from other people being able to talk to you about that. So I feel like this is intentional. I don't think that they introduce people, because then their stories about you would be questioned. They can't blame you as easily, right? Now this person's feeling alone. Why did I have to make it so contentious? Why did I have to push that person away? I don't know about you, but it is kind of funny to think about this person's really awful date. Like, what was it that made them go home and like slam the door and be like, I'm never going on a date again? You know? Uh-huh. Yeah, I trust you on that one, Lee, because I know it's been kind of a difficult path, but I also hope that things improve for all of you, you know? Hello, Holy Ghost, how are you doing? So we got receipts. This is gonna sound a little bit crazy, but sometimes you need a little screenshot. Sometimes you need to choose texting over a phone call. If things are really contentious with somebody, if I can't trust them because they've already shown that they like to gaslight, I might choose only auditable communication methods. Well, it says right here, that's what I said. But if we're having a conversation in person, you might try to like, oh, you said this, oh, you said that. Nope, you did this, and you looked at me angry too. This is someone where I think you eventually realize, like, I can't say things without you wanting to like try to like twist that or use that against me. So I feel like you do have some pretty decent receipts on how things went with this person. And I think they have them too. I think they went back and like looked through your text messages, or maybe you were emailing, I don't know, DMs, and they were like, wow, I remembered that differently. I didn't think it was that bad. You guys, how did nobody call me out? We're at 47 minutes. What? I'm sorry, Lee. Okay. We're going back to the cats. So look, this person's learning a lesson. I don't think many of you are interested in going back. But the way you handled it was classy. I'm not saying you're perfect. Nobody's perfect. But you've shown this person that you don't have to be, you know, a jerk. And that they need to be a little bit more in touch with their emotions. You're welcome. All right, let's see. What do we have for Lee, please? The Magician. The Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Knight of Wands in the reverse, and the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Wheel of Fortune. This feels like positive energy, kind of like bookending, not good energy. Magician, Five of Pentacles in the reverse is someone who's coming back with a specific goal in mind. This is what I need, and I don't feel like I can just like ask you straight up for it. Knight of Wands in the reverse, Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So this feels to me like somebody who might be asking for help, somebody who might be asking for money, someone who's telling you this is what's happened and here's where I'm at, and can you help me change it? I mean, at like a basic level, it could be like, hey, can you watch my kids, or can you watch my dog for a weekend, you know, like, but I feel like this is someone who is trying to find a way to communicate because they need something. So it could be tied to yesterday's. Yeah, Eight of Wands, communication, Three of Cups in the reverse, Nine of Swords in the reverse. I need help from somebody that I have not been very kind to. A little bit reminiscent of, you know, hey, I know we haven't talked in a few years, but I'm getting married next summer, and I'd love it if you could do some free work for me because I see that you're an artist. There's something here where it's like, can you do this for me? Is it money? No, I feel like it's time. Might be more like looking after someone, right? And there's you. You're coming through as the Hermit, somebody who's reading the situation. I feel like with the Devil in the reverse, you're like, nah, it's toxic, right? Anything else that Lee needs to know? You have some wish fulfillment coming your way. The number 5 is important, so this could be within the next 5 days. Yeah, I feel like there's something that you're going to be like, whew, or that's done, hooray, we're good. So expect some good news. Make sure that you're in a positive mindset regarding what this could be. But I feel like you're going to get some good news. Could be a signature. So I like that for you. All right. Hello, Imperial. How are you doing? Yes, 5 is a number that is associated with change. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you, everyone, for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. If you're able to hype the video, I appreciate that, too. And thank you for those that are checking out my Etsy shop that's in the description box.